Would you like to win a free yearly subscription to Headspace? Of course you would. We all would. Come on, it's free. Anyway, we are giving away 3 yearly subscriptions to Headspace. To qualify, sign up with your name and your email address at soberpod.com to receive the updates that we normally send out. And then you'll be eligible to receive a code for a free year of Headspace. And that basically, the winners are chosen at random, and there's only one code per person. And avoid where prohibited by law and all that other good stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys win. Talk to you later. Stay active, stay sober. See ya.
I'm an alcoholic. My name's Steve. My sobriety date is February 7th, 2010. Welcome to SoberPod. Usually here at the beginning, we have our sort of standard disclaimer. I don't have it pulled up at the moment. The basis of it is none of us are experts. We're all people that mean well. There you go. Listen in moderation. So, hey everybody, it's Steve. Nice to be speaking into the microphone again. I know that last episode I put out by myself wasn't that long ago, but just doing it on a different day of the week, just interrupting that routine of being on each Friday with Carl and Chelsea and Ellen and having an hour long, if not longer or shorter conversation about whatever. So it just feels strange. There's a different rhythm to it. Everything about this is more just different. So that kind of plays into what I wanted to talk about, but we'll get there in a minute. Anyway, the reason I wanted to come on today and record this was because I saw a quote this morning when I was getting through my workout. It's just part of this daily text chain I got from this guy. Usually I don't read the thing and probably delete it more often than I do look at it. And today it happened to catch my eye. And what it said was, and it made me smirk because I was kind of like, if I was one if I believed in a higher power, if I believed in that stuff, I'm sure right now I'd be thinking that was probably just a nice little way to chin check me just to make sure I'm still standing. But what it said was, shame derives its power from going unspoken. And the reason that made me smirk is because that's exactly the word I was looking for, was shame. Because I can remember like the first day the mood swings happened with this crap, that since I've been sick, I can remember the first day. I went out for a run. This was a couple of months ago, back when I could still do that. And I got back from it, and I had listened to a voicemail from the doctor's office while I was out running. I got back, and then I called their office, and I was leaving a voicemail. Well, in that voicemail, I properly lost my fucking mind and started yelling. And I hope I didn't cuss at it. I really try not to, but I probably did. This is all being recorded by a doctor's office. Hey, next, I'm going to go ask you people to save my life, by the way. It's a great idea to fucking piss them off. And I remember I called back like a couple, however long, maybe a half hour after that, because I had a chance to think about it and cool down and realize that was a really stupid thing to do. Why did I just do that? And that's only by recovery that I learned how to do that, by the way, just to make sure I give credit where credit's due, that ability to self-reflect and everything. So don't think I'm not getting to recovery. This all ties in. We're very sneaky on SoberPod. We're not going to, no. I'm going to hook you with this other story. And then I'm going to sneak in the recovery, and you're going to be like, I'm sober. They did it again. We'll be, yes, we did. Anyway. So that was the first time it happened. And I remember calling back and leaving a message apologizing. And I apologized the next time I saw or spoke to the office, whatever the case was. And then time goes on, and you just sprinkle in, mood swings and flying off the hinge and yelling and throwing shit and all this behavior that 10 months ago or 11 months ago, if you had said to me and Ellen, this is going to be Steve in 10 or 11 months, and it's not chronic. It's not 24 hours a day, by the way. It's just much more prevalent than I would care for it to be. And recently it's been more difficult. But if you had said, this is going to be an issue for Steve in 10 or 11 months, I would have said, you're out of your mind. I haven't behaved that way since I was out drinking. Oh, look at it. Look, you just heard that. This is getting back to drinking and recovery. Ha ha ha. I told you. I warned you. And you put your guard down. You kept listening and bam, Sober Pod, smack you in the face with recovery. Stop drinking. It's bad for you. Anyway, so that was the first time. And then you sprinkle in the times after that, like I said, of just fucking stuff that gets really rough and stuff you just would rather not do and stuff you'd rather not have to think about. Don't worry, there's not been any physical abuse or anything like that. You know, I've never been a subscriber to that. But it's difficult to come back with those things. And because when I say mood swings, these aren't small little ventures to anger. These aren't small little ventures to depression and stuff like that. These are, I experienced a manic episode for the first time in my life. Maybe that I wasn't on a drug that would do something similar to that. But this shit was way better than that, because this was a natural, well, maybe not a natural one. There's some new meds I'm on, but it was a strong one. And it was 2 days of me being frantically panicked. Like I feel the panic and the urge in my chest of trying to figure out a way so we wouldn't have to lose our house, because I'm afraid I'm going to be too sick to work, because each month that goes by, that gets to be more and more of a actual possibility. And I'm not saying that for sympathy or to plug donations at soberpod.com, but that's just the truth. And that behind that manic energy, I mean, for people that are bipolar or anything like that, it wasn't a full blown like, oh, okay, I did, this is on the level of bipolar. It's certainly not, but it was enough to where I was fixated on something for hours at a time. I was crying my ass off. I was going up and down. The highs and lows of it were just so rapid. And this is just because of whatever's going on in my brain for this crazy, whatever the fuck I have, is because that's what it's doing. And it gets in the emotions and just starts fucking with shit. Like I'll start crying before my body's I've even thought of a reason to be sad. And then my brain will go, because my brain's like a really fucked up aggregator. Algorithm, because it's like, oh, you're crying like when you're sad, like when you think about this. And then I start thinking about sad shit and it gets really, really bad. But the reason I'm talking about all that stuff, and the reason is because the good that can come out of this, and yes, I did say that I'm looking for the good in this, is that sometimes people in very early recovery or even later recovery, or people that aren't even in recovery, they experience mood swings. And I'm someone that can relate to that. And I can tell you that the mood swings, it helps me to have that self-reflection afterwards to deal with it. But those are very real. They are intense. And if you want to talk about the shame of it, the shame is there. But here's the trick. If you want that shame, you might have to find the right person, depending what you're talking about. I'm not suggesting you just run into traffic and start screaming whatever it is that you're carrying. But I'd urge you, in a safe and responsible way, and in a way that is mindful of the degree or the seriousness of what it is you need to discuss, but get out there and discuss it. Find a way to find somebody to sort through that with you. I don't care if it's in AA. I don't care if it's in NA. I don't care if it's in LifeRing. I don't care if it's in any of the other avenues, or if it's just or if it's with a psychologist or psychiatrist. It doesn't matter, but do it for yourself, because it feels better. You're not going to want to do it. It's going to hurt. You're going to feel self-conscious. You're going to feel like all of a sudden you got pins and needles going all over your body, because that's what's going on with me right now. But I can tell you one thing that recovery taught me. And what it taught me was that if I was willing to talk about it, if I was willing to not keep it to myself, and to find a way to do that I was comfortable with and that I was going to be okay with, then talking about that shame or that thing I'm experiencing shame with, and that load will get much, much lighter, or it will start to. And that's my hope for you, by the way. So I needed to say that, but I'm not just going to say it because You know, part of the thing I think on SoberPod that makes us special, that makes our show special, and what makes me so proud to be at this show is that we'll come on here and I'll tell you right now, I'm experiencing every single bit of that. I wouldn't tell you to ever seek to do something that I haven't done myself. And so I said, if I'm going to go on there and say that people, hey, it's, you know, at some point when you're ready, please work on something that helps you with whatever shame you're carrying, then I better be damn willing to talk about it myself. And so that's just what I gave you right here, because I'm looking at a crack in my ceiling when I whipped a bottle of lotion at it just 2 days ago. Looking at a little TV tray that, thank God, I was able to keep myself from chucking across the room. Instead, I just pounded on it and almost broke it. I'm looking at all kinds of crap like that stories I haven't even told you yet. But the point of it is not to come on here and say, oh, look how crazy and weird. No. That's not of any use to me. It's not of any use to you. The point was to come on here and say the freedom that I learned in recovery to be able to talk about this kind of stuff that I am still ashamed of or currently ashamed of, to be able to talk about it and reduce that feeling as much as I've been able to is invaluable. So I thought this would be a very good opportunity to make something good happen out of this damn whatever the hell's going on with me. And that's going to give me another mark in the win column tonight that I'll be pretty happy with. So with all that being said, head on over to soberpod.com, donations. We do a regular show each week, all the standard plug stuff. Listen to the end of another episode and you'll get the idea. That's it for me. Thanks for listening. Stay active, stay sober. See ya.